welcome to the weekend edition of the King Mo Show. And over the course of this time, I've done a lot of episodes talking about espresso martinis, and I was challenged to, hey, can I make an espresso eggnog martini? That's what I'm gonna do. There's a couple, I did some research looking at different varieties of them. Some of them, they use vodka in addition to your eggnog. Others use rum. Some use bourbon. And I feel like there was another one that used rye. So we're going to try all three of these. We're not going to try the rye. But I'm starting off with Organic Valley Eggnog, the reduced fat version, because that was the only version that was still left in my grocery store. And this was ethically sourced, so you know it's got to be good. I did try it. It tastes good. It is not my favorite one, but I would definitely call it a good one. So I'm going to go mix up all these different cocktails, bring them back. We'll walk through trying them and see what's the winner. All right, I made the three different versions of it, and it was a little bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I do not have 3 martini glasses, so we're going to be having them in like a highball glass. First up was what I call the Italian one. It has vodka, amaretto, espresso, and then the eggnog. The actual ratios were 2 ounces of vodka. Got my cheat sheet because there's a lot of recipes I looked at. 2 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces amaretto, 2 ounces of espresso, and then 4 ounces of eggnog. Cheers. I do like this. The amaretto gives like a nuttiness to it. Although I admit, I don't feel like there's much of an espresso flavor to this. It feels more just like, hey, this is eggnog, but it is tasty. Okay, next up is one I think I probably have some pretty high hopes for. It's based off of rum. So I've got 2 ounces of rum, 2 ounces Kahlua, 2 ounces of espresso, and then the 4 ounces of eggnog. So this is primarily the rum influence. That's very nice. It has more of the coffee flavor in it because it does have the Kahlua in there and it does have the espresso, so it doesn't get totally watered down by the eggnog. So really nice. The rum flavor, it's got a sweetness to it, a richness to it. That's pretty gosh darn good. That I would call Eggnog Espresso Martini. Final one we have is bourbon, which is very similar to what I just had. It's got 2 ounces of bourbon, 2 ounces of Kahlua, 2 ounces of espresso, 4 ounces of eggnog, but it also has some amaretto in it. So just an ounce of that to play into there. And it's fairly dark. Well, not like my normal espresso martini, but darker than the others. It's good. I think the bourbon overpowers it too much, so I'm not really picking up the coffee pieces to it. Or maybe it's because it has the bourbon and it has the amaretto. Good. I won't throw it out. But I think overall, going down the path of the rum, the Kahlua, the espresso, the eggnog, that's the best combination for it. I may try one more just to see what I can come up with now that I've sampled all of these. But that's a lot of espresso. It's a lot of alcohol. But I'm gonna, in the name of science, gonna try one more mixture. I'm back. And I realized I gave some of the wrong information when I told you about the ratios for these recipes. The amounts of the alcohol I did not have correct. So for the Italian one, it was 3 ounces of eggnog, 1 ounce of espresso, 1 ounce of amaretto, 1 ounce of vodka. For the rum one, or I'm going to talk bourbon one. For the bourbon one, it was the 4 ounces of the eggnog, 1 ounce of espresso, half an ounce of amaretto, an ounce of Kahlua, an ounce of bourbon. And then the rum one, 4 ounces of eggnog, 1 ounce of espresso, 1 ounce of Kahlua, 1 ounce of rum. So I played around with some stuff, and the variation that I've come up with is based off of the rum. Using the rum as the baseline of it, instead of using 1 ounce of espresso, I use 2 ounces of espresso. You can see, here's the new one. It's a little bit darker than that, but the coffee flavor really comes through on it. So to me, that's the winning recipe. Rum-based, 4 ounces of eggnog, 2 ounces of espresso, 1 ounce Kahlua, 1 ounce rum. Put it in a shaker, shake it up, chill it down. That's the keeper. Now I've got a lot of espresso martinis to drink, and I'm probably not going to feel very good later on because I'm going to be full and I'm going to be drunk. Anyways, like, share, subscribe.